Okay. Hey, this is Radio Free Cybertron episode 602. I'm Brian Kilby. I'd like to thank Jason for covering last week. He's not here. He's sick. I think dealing with you guys just was too much for him.
Probably.
Yeah. So
we have that effect.
I tried.
We chase you off like every other week.
Every other week now. That's true. I know, right? So, God, next week, we're going to be together for a while. It'll be our year-end episode. Jason said it was this week. We're doing it next week. It just didn't work out. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about this week. It's a big week. And to help us out, we have Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
If you're watching video, John DeLuna's back. He was here last week on video.
Yo.
Nice to see John, his beautiful face and his beautiful collection. There's Matt.
Hey.
There's Chris.
What?
Yep. There's Don.
Yo.
And there's Rob.
Hi.
Guys, everything good?
Christmas is over.
Yeah.
Everything is much better now.
How was everybody's Christmas?
I can relax. Busy.
Over.
For those who celebrate it.
It was not bad. It was, difficult because everything is difficult. But it was decent.
Mine sucked.
Christmas wasn't bad. It was the 3 weeks of work leading up to that kind of thing.
Yeah. First, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have my own stories about that, but we frankly do not have the time.
Sure did. Lots of stuff to talk about, though. So we're changing around the format a little bit, and we're sort of in a definite state of flux until like the first regular show of the year takes place. So we are not doing This Week in History this week, and what's happening on the network is also going away. So I do want to mention a couple things that are on the network. Actually, at least one thing. So Jason mentioned this last week, but the RFC Daily Transformers News Update is back. I've been planning on bringing it back. Then I got an email from Amazon. It's like, hey, it looks like this hasn't been updated in a while. I'm like, yeah. So to comply and keep it from being removed, I have been carving time every single day to record an update. So I'm really enjoying it too. So now that I'm back in the groove, it's really phenomenal. So go to the ALEXA store on Amazon.com and look for the RFC Daily Transformers update. Get it? And every day you'll have me waking you up, telling you about Transformers news. One of these guys may help out now and then, depending on if there's something you want to talk about. One of these guys, meaning Jason, who isn't here. But, we'll see. But some interesting stuff has popped up on there, and it's been a great opportunity to talk about things, get it out before RFC each week. So, check that out.
Brian, do you have to spell it so it doesn't trigger? That's
exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I don't want people to listen and say, you triggered my Amazon Echo. But also, it's also a podcast. So if you just want to subscribe to it and get it on your podcatcher or iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever, it's also available there. Just search for RSC Daily Transformers News Update. And you get something in your download just about every day. Can't guarantee every day.
Is Stitcher still a thing?
Stitcher sucks, but it's there. We don't have it on Stitcher. But it's still a thing.
I remember we used to plug that a lot, and then it just kind of stopped.
Yeah, because Stitcher kind of stopped. It's not really a preferred platform. I mean, like, we're on Spotify and everything as well, but like, I don't like Spotify as a podcast platform, and even podcasts who do really well on Spotify don't really do that well.
Yeah.
I just don't want to like distribute a podcast.
That's,
like, I'll record a podcast and upload it somewhere, but I don't want people to listen to it.
I've noticed.
Hey, Brian, I heard the other day on the radio that iHeartRadio is having a podcast awards. They're doing. Are we on iHeartRadio in some fashion?
I don't honestly know. I don't think so.
You almost were.
Yeah, so back, Diecast has a buddy who works at iHeartRadio, and like when they were doing the pilot, they were trying to get us on there, but he quit communicating or something. So
he broke his leg really bad, and then I think got a new job basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so hard to do a desk job with a broken leg.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I don't know the whole
Depends what
story,
floor it's on and what kind of building you're in.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think we are. We may be. I have no idea.
Okay, because I didn't even know that was a thing. And I heard on the radio, it's like, vote for your favorite podcast on iHeart Podcast. It's like, that's a thing now with them.
So funny thing is,
I was just thought of you, obviously.
So Kim is as supportive as she can be, considering especially all the, predilections that I have, and but like with the podcast stuff a couple weeks ago, she said, "Could you get us, like a trip to that podcast award thing that iHeartRadio is doing?" And I'm like,
No way.
I'm like, not right now. And she's like, well, what if you had more time to work on the Happy Daily and stuff? Could you do that? And I'm like, probably not, but anything's possible. So she was like, you need to work on that. So she's been really supportive about me doing podcast stuff, because I think she wants to somehow wind up at an iHeartRadio thing. We have to actually be on it first.
You're just making this up now, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Where would
I
that
don't
be? Would
believe
that be in
you.
New
I
York?
don't believe you.
It's probably Las Vegas, like everything else is for them.
She put up with all you guys here in my house back in March. And, she's like...
That's because Kim loves us.
She does. Actually...
we are a lovable bunch.
March is coming up.
Especially all at once.
So it happened over Joe Lanta weekend last year, which makes me feel terrible because I wasn't able to go to Joe Lanta, but then everybody just happened to show up at my house. But, hey, we should just plan to do that again over Joe Lanta, and Rob Springer can just skip Joe Lanta.
Okay, if we
I think
do,
he's kind of invested
there
in
will.
Joe Lanta at this point, though.
I don't know. Rob, I know you're listening.
Hi, Rob.
Yeah, send me a note and let me know if you would be up for just skipping that this year and coming up here.
Doing it once by accident was forgivable. Doing it a second time on purpose, I think, would be pretty unforgivable.
Kim would be cool with it. I mean, we're actually kind of prepping for it anyway. But I'm not going back to Joe Lanta. I'm not going to any convention anytime soon with the kids. It would have to be HasCon, and that's not happening.
I was going to say that.
Kim and I were
spoilers.
Spoilers.
That's for later.
Kim and I were planning on taking the kids to HasCon. We'll have to see. What.
Well, yeah. You can still plan for that. You just don't know when you're planning for that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just wait for the Groupon.
They may be adults by the time HasCon comes back.
That's true. So, I think that's it for the updates. I think so. So, did anybody buy anything this week? And I will start because I wasn't on last week. I got my G1 Bumblebee from Walmart for $7. And I just happened to go to Target today because I needed some Diet Coke. Actually, I wanted to go get Pepsi Max, but they didn't have any. Or Diet Pepsi or Zero or whatever the hell it's called. Pepsi Zero Sugar. And I saw that they had the Bumblebee stuff on clearance, and I wonder why. I got the pack that has the cassette bots. And, God, I didn't have this Bumblebee figure. And I didn't realize exactly what I was getting into. I can see somebody who is not a fan of Hasbro official product really take this and make a lot of hay out of it, because it is garbage. This is the most garbage action figure I have ever. I mean, I thought
fun to transform though.
Yeah,
it's a good fidget toy.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, is that the butterfly knife one?
Yes, yes, it is. I thought that the Evergreen stuff was bad, or that the Cyberverse stuff was somewhat questionable. This is horrible. It's literally a butterfly knife. And it has a little flap there. It goes. I don't know. The plastic quality on it is so much better than the Evergreen stuff, or even I think probably better than Cyberverse. So the plastic quality is very high, but the engineering on this is just garbage. I don't know who this is for.
Well, that's weird. I was at Target today when I saw those Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse figures marked down, and all the Bumblebee stuff, Soundwave and the cassettes, at least at that point, were not marked.
So this is
Target is
$20 for the cassettes. Soundwave was $35. I just plunked down money for Unicron today, so I didn't want to drop all of that. Hopefully, it'll go into deeper discount. I'll find it later. If not, I already have the mold. Even though I do like the look, But
Yeah, it does look good.
yeah. But I wanted the Rumble or Frenzy, whatever you want to call it. So depending on your preference.
Enemy.
Yeah, enemy.
No, Don, that's 100% incorrect.
Yes,
That's not even defensible.
But it's your toy. It can be whatever it wants to be.
this is true. And-
No. If I say you're wrong about your toy, you're wrong about your toy. You do not get to have it your way. This isn't Burger King.
Wish it was. I'd go for double cheeseburger right now.
Oh, that sounds good.
I love the
I
double
was-
cheeseburger.
I was at Wendy's today. Yeah, I got it.
This isn't.
I'm sorry.
This isn't Get the Skinny.
Yeah.
Get the skinny.org. We posted an episode recently back in July, John. Something like
Sure.
that. John is less talkative now that he's on video.
Well, I mean, I got to pick my shots, man. There's what, 6 voices here, 6 brains, something like
Yeah, but
that.
I think he's
counting right?
just as
No.
just as talkative, but you're noticing more that he's not talking because you can see him the whole time.
You're right.
Fair
That's
enough.
exactly right.
And it's hard to play Street Fighter V on video and not look like you're just totally tuning us.
Already did it in the pre-show. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I
Like
don't,
2 and 1, not bad.
hey, John, what kind of chair is that?
Vertigear.
What is a Vertigear? I've never even heard of that.
Well, the chair.
Well, old man. It's a brand of gaming chair.
Okay.
You might like it. It's very accommodating. It fits gamers of all sizes. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Actually,
The gamer is a beautiful, diverse, extension of mankind. So,
yeah.
Oh, we should have a podcast for that.
About chairs.
Yeah, an office furniture podcast. I think that'd be very popular.
Hey, so speaking of, for me, the chair I wanted, because I've been sitting basically in the same chair in my office for 20 years, or 16 years, or the same model, is the Hawthorne Improv. And, I wanted to buy one of those, and I just checked online to see how much it was. It's like $1,000. No wonder the chairs lasted, 16 years. And it looks like so plain Jane compared to like a $200 office chair from Sam's Club. And of course, it's literally lasted 10 times longer. So I went ahead and found one on Facebook Marketplace this weekend, and that was my Christmas present to myself, which was a new office chair. It doesn't look as cool as that one, but it's pretty darn sturdy.
Well, I have the best chair because mine was free from the local Hardee's.
Whoa,
So
Don!
Oh, very nice.
I'll win the chair game because they were remodeling and they gave me
comfortable though.
no. It's actually got a really really thick padded bottom and a metal back. I just wish because I have fallen asleep in this chair, and since there's no sides to it, I've about fallen out of the chair on Massey.
Nice.
So I wish
no.
I wish I had some handles, but some armrests. Other than that,
Nice. Okay, so let's stop talking about chairs. Let's go back to Diecast. You get anything?
Yes, I did.
What'd you get?
I got
A chair?
not a chair. Eric will like this. I got the Combiner Force
Saberhorn.
Bisk. Yeah.
I don't know that I knew that was a thing. How long has that been out?
It's the very last wave. I had it on order from Amazon directly for 2 or 3 months now. They finally canceled it and said we're not going to be able to get it. So I had to go back on Amazon and order it from a third party. So it costs a little bit more than retail, but I was afraid I wasn't going to get it, and now probably in a couple months they'll show up at like Ollie's or
can you
Five
flip it
Below
around?
or something.
They've been at Marshall's for like 3 months already, dude.
Can you flip it around?
but
I want to see what Bisk looks like in robot mode.
It's not bad.
because I've been
I
looking
want
for
that.
I've been looking for the Optimus Grimlock one. That one I have not seen yet at Marshall's.
Oh, I need that.
But yeah, I because I'm a fan of Bisk. Like Eric, I wanted to have this.
No one is a fan of Bisk
Like Eric.
Like
Yeah, that's
Eric.
true.
But always keep one on standby.
Yeah, we share the Bisk love.
Sadly, Thermidor is too far away to just conveniently reach, but that happens sometimes.
It's $23
Thermidor.
right now on Amazon.
Call him like this. Call him like the sort of omen. Thermidor, come to my hand and see if that works. Like the
I
sort of
also
omen.
got from Hasbro's official Taobao store, I got
Wait, what?
Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, no, they have that. Hasbro China has a Taobao store.
Wait, so it's a masterpiece. Oh, it's the MP10.
It's the MP10.
How
yeah.
much you pay for it?
It was on their 12/12 sale, which is like their 11/11 sale.
Yeah.
I think it was like $80.
That's a little less than I think I paid for it. I think I got mine for $100 from Amazon.
Yeah, not bad. So
I
didn't
really
open
like it. It's pretty.
obviously, but yeah, I mean, I've got like every other color
Yeah.
in MP10, so I was just like, finally, like, I got to get this one too.
I'm surprised you didn't have that, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not a big Nemesis Prime fan, but I like I said, I'm like, man, and especially now that we're moving on to another Masterpiece Prime mold, I'm like, I got to finish my.
Oh
MP10
God, the
collection.
repaints.
But I'm not doing that with MP44. Like that's not.
Yeah.
MP10 is fine for all my repaints and.
Yeah, Don, just think how much the Bathing Ape exclusive MP44 redecos are all going to cost.
Well, I don't really care because I got the only redeco. I got the KO Eva. I'll admit I got the KO version of that, but I got 711 Optimus Prime, so I'm pretty happy with
It's
you know
beautiful.
that.
And it's unlikely that they're going to do a 711 MP44 anytime soon. So
Yeah. Yeah, the 711's one of the only ones I don't have, but that was a little bit. No.
Diecast Crunton is asking in the chat how many different MP10s you have now with that one.
10.
I would say at least official, I've at least 5 or 6. And then unofficial, I probably have another. If you count upscales,
Yeah,
I
are
have
you counting the toddler?
Yeah, if you count the toddler, I have another easily 5 or 6.
The cheapest MP711 that I'm finding is $350.
Yeah, I think Don did better than that.
But
Yeah.
that's also right, probably a little bit cheaper than MP44 is going to be. So now it looks like 711 Prime's a steal.
I don't like that logic, Diecast.
Well, like I said, I got mine for about 150 because of Dynanomics.
Yeah, but even the sticker price is probably less than what Kilby's finding right now.
Dynamics sometimes is fuzzy numbers though.
Yeah.
Dynanomics it's Enron math.
I take
Fuzz
offense.
It's Enron math.
It is proven
That's a
by
dated reference.
science. Science will prove me correct.
My business peeps out there know what I mean.
It's always fuzzy numbers.
Yeah.
And then Donald like this. I got the last
Set C.
Set C, yeah. Of the Jim Bell upscale generation toys.
I've
Draft
watched
builder.
several reviews. I've heard those reviews are great, but I want them to do some G2 colors. I really don't want another Green Devastator because I've got Hercules and I've got Combiner Wars.
Where's my orange Hulky?
Yeah.
I really hope that
Orange anything at this point.
I really hope they do a G2 in those colors.
Well, remember the Toy World Constructor is coming out in orange.
Yeah, but you
I don't
said
want something that big.
yeah. Well, you said that was a pretty figure for display, but not great as far as individual figures. And I've watched some of the reviews from like Ben's Collectibles, and those look like they're better figures to actually fiddle with, and not just as a combined display piece like the Toy World one you were mentioning.
Yeah. And then the last, but one of the most important ones, I got my Christmas exhaust.
You're talking about that last week.
I love it.
Who made that?
Toy World.
That is so weird.
Actually, fun fact, I think this is the first toy out of the Toy World from the new designer that they have, because their old designer is Zeta.
Oh.
So this is the first new toy out that I know of that was not designed by the designer from Zeta. And it's actually really nice. It's small. Like, here is one of the Power of the Primes shells. Let me see what else I have around here that I can kind of size comparison it with. I don't know if this is my iGear one or not, but he's a little bit smaller than the iGear one.
Pull it out. Compare it to like the thickness of your credit card bill. I'd like to see that.
But he's great. He's got Merry Christmas all over him, and it just seems weird. Does it seem weird that they did a Merry Christmas and it wasn't like released in the U.S.?
Is it?
Oh no, that part doesn't.
Are they
weird.
based in Japan or China?
Christmas is pretty universal.
I mean, I'm not sure.
I know in Japan, Christmas is a big deal. I have no idea about China.
Yeah. The transformation's really nice, really simplistic. He's got decent articulation, and I just love the fact that he says Merry Christmas all over him.
Well, still having the cigarette markings.
Yes.
So weird.
Okay, with Diecast, since you and I are two people following Magic Square pretty closely, because they have come on really strong in the third party world in the past, say, 6 months to a year. How would you compare that to a Magic Square Legends figure? Not counting Transporter, because that's kind of a unique situation.
It's a very decent. I think Magic Square is a tad more complex, but maybe they just didn't need this one to be complex. It's really hard to say with one figure.
Legend-sized figures should not be complex.
Okay, now what about the plastic quality? Because I've watched several videos, like Bobby Skullface and a few other folks that do a lot of these Legends figures, and I've noticed this on
Watch videos of people other than you, Diecast, is what I'm trying to say.
I haven't done many for Legends.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, and he's mentioned this in all of his videos, that there's a softer feel to the Magic Square.
Not with this one. This seems like regular. Normal.
Okay, but you can tell a hand-feel difference between the two.
Yeah,
like in the plastic quality, because that's one thing I've been. See, I have no other Legends to compare this against except my ones from Iron Factory, but I haven't opened up all those yet, so I really don't know how consistent that would be.
They say Magic Square uses a softer plastic. I don't know if that's really the case or the fact that it just has a very soft finish to it. The plastic is not shiny. It's not the Magic Square stuff, which is something I'm kind of curious about when their Optimus Prime comes out.
Yes.
Apparently is coming out at the end of the month.
Yes, because you all saw the video that I posted, the link to the video, right? Did y'all watch the video?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
I like the. I'm just not sure when I get it in hand if it's going to be as nice of a display piece, like, Fans Toys may do with their, because they usually paint everything real nice.
And Don, you said that Magic Square Optimus looks like it's going to be about $100.
Well, like I said, the guy that I usually get my third-party toys from off eBay has it listed for $120 with free shipping.
That's amazing.
So I'm guessing. Well, again, it doesn't have the trailer. It doesn't have all the parts.
But it's
count,
so
obviously.
Nice.
Yeah, and the transformation looks. And I like the fact that if you watch the video on the Magic Square figure, there's built-in hidden battle damage that you can swap out the chest plates to get the blazer blasts in the windows, and then it's not quite as in your face as like the battle damage on like MP-01 was. In some places back on the old MP-01, but you can actually flip parts over and reveal battle damage on the Magic Square version. But yeah, that's the only place I've seen put up a price yet. So I'm guessing the regular price, because he's offering free shipping from China at $120. So I'm guessing probably $89 to $99 regular U.S. retail is what I'm guessing based on what I've seen his prices go.
Fingers crossed.
We should just do pricing in fractions of MP-44 now. That's approximately 3/4 or 1/4 of MP-44.
It's like, yeah, you can buy 5 of these for one MP-44.
Okay, cool. Anything else, Diecast?
Oh yeah, I did get one thing. I don't have it to show on video, but I picked it up at Five Below, and it is I put it on my Twitter. It's a Memory Transformers card game that includes chocolate.
Is it a flashcard thing?
I don't know. I didn't open it yet. I got it for Christmas. but it includes chocolate in the box.
I bet the chocolate's crap, but I'd like to see.
Yeah,
the memory
probably
game.
so.
So
Sweet. Okay, cool.
yeah,
John,
it was pretty sweet.
nothing.
Nope, nothing.
Sadness. Don.
Yes, I got one thing other than not a bunch of non-TF stuff.
Oh, you can talk about the off-topic stuff. It'll be fine, Don.
We got a lot of shit to go through.
Yeah. All right. Now, the only thing Transformers I picked up is using the last eBay coupon code, and hopefully this is the last of this mold I will ever buy. I picked up that blue. No, I picked up that blue and white Arctic colored from Legendary Toys. The movie Optimus in those cool Arctic colors. If y'all can see that,
That's pretty.
So yeah,
Nice.
so I mean that's and it was after the coupon code. It was $50 with shipping. You know,
wow.
So
That's not bad.
and he's got and Legendary Toys. I've watched several reviews on them, and it seems like their quality is there. But again, they could be a division of Waijing, who's done this and the upscales as well. But I really like this cool art. It's like if he scans something to go to the Arctic to blend in. There's that. He's got the blue swords, and then he's got the gun with the gunmetal gray that matches the fists, same color as that.
If he was scanning something in the Arctic to blend in there, wouldn't he just be Polar Claw?
That'd be great.
That's where Prime should have done that. No. But there's no bat that randomly launches that when you sneeze across the room.
There could be.
There could be. Other than that, that's really all I got because the last few weeks have been really busy for me.
Chris.
No, I didn't get anything. It was Christmas.
Matt.
Yeah. So I got the reissue Starscream and Hot Rod for Christmas.
Nice. And your hot rod is backwards like it should be.
Yes, it is indeed. I also got a couple of the keepsake ornaments for Christmas. I got Starscream.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And my sister actually ponied up and bought me the Optimus Prime that we both missed the first year.
Oh, wow.
I did not
Expensive now.
I did not ask her how much she spent.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. and you know what, Matt? You can hang the G1 Starscream and the ornament Starscream on the tree, and you can tell a difference.
Right. But my sister also made me some wall decorations for my eventual
I saw those.
collector's room downstairs.
My God.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize they were that big, though.
Oh
They
my
look
gosh, they're
Dang.
Well, yeah, they were sitting in front of a full-size couch when I
Did she do that with a CNC?
somebody did. I'm not sure where she got them from.
CNC.
CNC router.
But yeah, they are custom made.
Think like the opposite of a 3D printer. It's subtractive.
Are they wood or are they plastic?
Oh, they're wood
So
and
it's-
incredibly heavy.
Yeah, I was going to say, those look like they weigh a ton.
Yes, they do.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Those are going to tear your walls down when you hang them up.
Oh, you have not seen the walls I'm building.
Yeah.
Make sure they're on
No, I
studs.
mean,
They'll be on
it's a
studs.
basic roof,
okay.
I can imagine.
I don't
Right.
mess around. Okay.
Now I'm picturing Matt.
a
with
tornado. A tornado could blow the house off the basement, and the walls will still be there.
Good.
Now I'm picturing Matt with a giant, like a little totem pole with a motor, and they just spin, and there's a sound effect that goes doo 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 doo, and it just
No, not a totem pole. So what it needs to be is a wall in the middle of the room, and one's on one side and the other's on the other, and the panel just rotates around.
There you go.
Okay.
And just to get some off-topic stuff in there, I also got the complete Ash versus the Evil Dead series.
How much? No idea.
I got it for Christmas.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I'm going to go.
And
That's my Amazon wish list right now.
Star Trek Discovery Season 1.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
So you can enjoy all the Star Trek without paying for the streaming service.
That is the point.
I mean, I already did, so it's not that hard.
Aw. Oh, nice. That's on DVD.
Well, some of it I watched at Hey Mickey's house, so, technically he was paying for the streaming service, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Cool. Let's see here. Rob, anything?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. I got I needed something to get to $25 for an add-on item I needed off of Amazon, so I grabbed Lionizer, which was luckily at retail price at the time. So that's a nice little toy.
Yeah, I've heard he's a cat's meow.
Oh God, Don.
Pretty much. But yeah, I like him quite a bit. I really want to get the other Battle Masters now, even though I've heard Lionizer is the best of the bunch. I'm just, I've always liked Target Masters. Want to get those guys.
I think probably it's worth keeping in mind that the people who are saying that Lionizer is the best probably already have or are familiar with the Takara Target Masters and are seeing Fire Drive and Blowpipe, I think, as just, being lesser copies of what already exists, whereas Lionizer is at least, new concept. So for you who doesn't have, they're probably going to be just fine.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I do have Cups Target Master to compare against, but still, just to have them will be nice. And the other thing I got, the one off-topic thing, my sister-in-law got me Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise for the PS4.
Sweet.
That's a lot of fun.
Do people's head blow up in that?
Oh God, yes. There's a lot of head exploding in that game.
Okay, but can you learn Sanskrit?
Hmm?
Can you learn Sanskrit with it though?
Haven't gotten that far. That was in near the end of the manga, so it probably doesn't fall in the storyline.
Is that the one where he's mixing the drink?
Yes, that is the game where Kenshiro can be a bartender.
Okay, because that made Jim Sterling's #1 video game of the year list. So that's how I know it.
I'm not surprised. It's been really good so far. And the last thing I got was since it was on sale for like $20 on Amazon, I did get Power of the Prime's Rodimus Prime.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think Rodimus.
I actually kind of like that figure. It has its issues.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, other than the mismatched forearms and lower and shoulders and stuff, I think it's a pretty well done figure.
It's a gigantic figure that doesn't fit in with any other toys that I have, but it's a standalone thing.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like in between the extremes here. I'd say I really like that combined robot mode. I think it looks nice even with the wonky shoulders, but I have transformed it into each of the other 3 modes once, and I think that's probably my limit for a while. Getting all of that apart and back together was a real thing, and I think I can do without doing it for a while. But yeah, I do like how that combined figure looks. Even though, yes, just by virtue of being a gigantic Rodimus Prime, it is pretty much out of scale with anything I'd want to put it with. But I'd been curious about it for a while. I wanted it. It was $20, and it's not the best thing ever, but I don't regret it either.
Oh no, it's worth that. It's definitely worth that.
Yeah, it's worth $20. That's what I paid for Rodimus Unicronus, and I don't regret it. Hey, okay, before we jump to the big item this week, I do want to give a Bumblebee. I want to do this for the next couple weeks. I don't expect this to last very long, though. Give an update on the Bumblebee box office totals. Bumblebee came in 3rd during its debut weekend after a Fish movie.
Just barely 3rd. I mean, it was within $1 million of being 2nd.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was beaten by a Fish movie and a sequel that nobody knew about. It it was tied with the sequel that no one knew about, nearly. So,
what was the sequel that no one knew about?
Return to Mary
Poppins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No one knew about that.
Yeah. So, Bumblebee domestically, meaning in the United States, as of Christmas, it's $34 million, and foreign, it's about 31 million. So we're looking at $65 million. So even though I think it's got a few extra days ahead of it, by contrast, like Aquaman, I think is already up to 500 million worldwide. So
that smells fishy.
Yeah. So it's
how did Into the Spider-Verse end up doing?
Great
by
question.
contrast.
Let's look. So Into the Spider-Verse is currently looking at domestically 73 million, and worldwide we're looking total it's about 140 million dollars.
Nice.
That's a really. I mean, I'm kind of burned down on a lot of comic stuff the last couple of years. I've not even seen any of the Avengers stuff since Age of Ultron. But I have to say,
the last Avengers movie I saw was Civil War.
Yeah, well, that was good.
Into the Spider-Verse, I mean, it was so good, and I liked the characters so much. I went out and got the 2-pack before they even got marked down because
it's very, very good. I still don't think it's as good as Homecoming or Spider-Man 2, but it's easily the best animated comic book adaptation ever.
Yeah,
easily.
And I have to say, never thought I would say this, but now I want a Nick Cage Spider Noir movie more than I ever thought.
Yeah, me too.
I would.
So any other movies you want me to look at real quick?
No, that was just on my mind because nobody's been talking about that in comparative context with Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's doing better than Bumblebee.
Poor Bumblebee. It had a really bad weekend to come out on, I think.
Yeah, well, no, Bumblebee, it just had a bad series of movies leading into it.
Yeah, but if nobody had what they perceived as a better choice of movies to go see instead of it, it probably would have done better.
If Dark of the Moon was the last Transformers movie that had come out, this would have probably been a $50 or $60 million movie.
Like I said before on Twitter at one point, if this had come out like a year earlier instead of The Last Night, or a year later when people had more time to forget The Last Night, I think it probably would have done a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, bye, Don.
Don went away?
I think he fell out of his chair.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Don. So let's go ahead and
but that's a good segue to the big news.
Well, yeah, real quick though, we are going to have a spoiler-rich conversation about Bumblebee later on, rounding out the show. So, but yeah, okay, big news, guys. Did I mention early on in the show that the wife and I were really looking forward to taking the kids to HasCon?
Yes, you did.
So HasCon has been postponed.
What?
We don't know anything else. A couple interesting notes, though. One, Hasbro is in a little bit of hot water when it comes to finances, and there's some pending litigation in respect to finances. Plus, they are also apparently looking to potentially leave Rhode Island. So that was something that Anthony told me about that I wasn't actually even aware of. So there's a lot of reasons that HasCon may be postponed. Postponed might be the right word for it. It might actually happen. Might just happen somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe.
It's just really interesting that they made the announcement, immediately after getting the opening weekend numbers for Bumblebee.
Yeah. HasCon was a lot of fun, but on Facebook and Twitter, everybody's like, well, why don't they bring back BotCon? Well, you can have BotCon and HasCon because they're not the same thing. They're nothing alike.
Yeah.
HasCon does not fill that BotCon spot. And I think they just don't want to have the BotCon spot. I don't think they want to put resources toward it. I think that's why we don't have a BotCon. So,
well, the thing of it is, though, if they wanted to make that, and I apologize because I just now got reconnected. If they wanted to make that thing the family destination, maybe they shouldn't have cheesed off all the families that paid full price for tickets and then do Groupons not much later. I mean, they didn't set a very good precedence for the format.
I don't think anybody other than nerds really were aware of that. I think most of the traffic is probably walk-up traffic.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that really had any impact. It pissed people off who bought tickets to go to it. But,
no, I'm just saying
the family,
the kind of people who bought like long-term advance tickets for HasCon will do so anyway again, regardless of what they did in terms of Groupon.
Yeah, in the families. Don, were you there?
No.
Okay,
no.
most of the traffic to me was on Saturday, and it was like general admission.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it probably was, and I think the reason they ended up going to Groupon with those advanced packages is because they weren't selling as fast as they expected them to,
at all.
Which would again support the idea that most of the people that were there were walk-ins.
Yeah. So
it just seemed like there was a lot of negative publicity around the convention with all the missteps they made.
Well, I mean, so you got a negative part right, but I don't think there was really any publicity that happened as a result of it.
Yeah, it was one of those things where on the social media side, there was a lot of negativity for like the first like day and a half of it with some of the things that were going on. But then basically afterwards, anyone I talked to who was actually there seems like they had a pretty good time.
Yeah, so publicity requires public attention rather than just 5 people who bought full price tickets being annoyed.
Yes, totally agree. So, gosh, who was the concert with Flowrider? It's Flowrider. It was a corporate event is what it was. But that was like the emptiest Flowrider event that you would ever be at other than a corporate event.
But we had fun.
We did have fun, but I don't know how much they had a return on investment. And I sincerely don't think they did. But it was a lot of fun. I would go back. And now that I have kids, I'm sure they would love it. But I mean, everybody's saying, well, it's over, it's done. Well, I don't know.
It is for this year, or this coming year.
It is for this year. But I really don't know. It could come back. There are reasons that this, it didn't happen. And it really could just be the fact that they have too many things going on right now.
Yeah, it could simply be that if there was not a major return on investment on the first one, and it's something that in a better year they were willing to sacrifice a little money for the for the publicity, this is probably not the year to do that from everything that's going on.
I mean, they were going to lay off people. That hasn't happened yet, but it was going to be like a single digit percentage of their workforce. Again, potentially looking to leave Rhode Island. The investors are potentially suing because of the financial impact of Toys R Us not being disclosed.
Yeah, in a situation where they have to be more mindful of their outpay and everything, like the first thing that's going to go is their expo.
Or first thing that's going to go.
That's an easy bunch of costs to just cut off.
It's easy calculus to make. So,
well, the upside is maybe they'll move somewhere where there's a Krispy Kreme and they can get some good donuts, which make them happy.
Dunkin' Donuts doesn't actually have donuts, Don.
They have coffee.
They just make coffee.
Yeah, haven't you heard they're changing their name to Dunkin'?
Yeah, I've heard, but I'm still saying, it's still not a Krispy Kreme donut.
Coffee and small indigestion
Hasbro
pucks in my
leave Rhode Island. If Hasbro is going to leave Rhode Island, I would love for them to maybe look at some of the locations like Amazon was looking at and maybe come on the East Coast a little bit closer to me, and I can get a job for Hasbro.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if they can look at all the people
area.
If they can look at all the people
I don't feel
who are
like
offering Amazon a lot of things and find the biggest suckers, they might be looking to move there.
And Diecast, I don't feel like you being in Philadelphia and HasCon being in Rhode Island is all that far compared to, say, Brian going from North Carolina to Rhode Island, or John, for example.
I'm just saying maybe I can get a job with Hasbro if they come closer.
Real quick, also, I want to revisit the whole conversation. I think this just bears reminding. HasCon is not a replacement for BotCon. There just isn't a BotCon. Because HasCon's going away doesn't mean you're getting a BotCon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, BotCon's dead. So,
and it's not coming back. I don't think they parted ways on good terms.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. I mean,
no, they left him with G.I. Joe.
but the BotCon, Transformers Convention, whatever. If Hasbro wanted to do that, they would be doing that, and they're not. So, hey, John, is that public, what you just put in the chat?
Not officially, but you could probably troll LinkedIn and figure it out.
Okay. Well, after I troll LinkedIn so I can source it, I'll mention it. Certain things we can say, certain things we can't.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, it sucks because HasCon was a lot of fun, but there's always TFCon. TFCon is not the same as BotCon. Doesn't feel the same. It has its own unique thing. If you miss BotCon, maybe you like TFCon, maybe you wouldn't.
And Jared Hebert's clarifying something that I already thought was the case, but this is backing up my memory. Hasbro's intent here seems to just be to close the Pawtucket office and put everything in Providence. not to leave Rhode Island entirely.
Yeah. There's a suggestion, though, that it could be because of Hasbro Studios. They wanted to move to Los Angeles, or Allspark Studios. I heard that is a conversation in the background. So that's. I mean, Providence makes more sense than Pawtucket. Okay, so
I just wish, before we move on, I just wanted to say I just wish they wouldn't have told us like 2 days before Christmas, because I was kind of like, oh, like, couldn't they wait until after the New Year to give us this bad news? I was all excited, like that was the one of the 2 conventions I planned on going to in 2019, and I'm like, now I just there went that option.
Okay,
there doesn't go your money.
There doesn't go your money.
Yes.
Your money stays in your pocket.
You could always just plan to fly to California for TFCon in like 3 months now.
No.
Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, interesting story. Chinese
2.5 actually.
Okay, even better.
Chinese court upholds Hasbro's IP rights and counterfeit Transformers judgment. So basically, what happened? 3 parties, 2 individuals, and 1 corporate entity. Were found liable or guilty in Hangguang province, somewhere in China. Basically, there was a raid. They were back in 2017, and that's an important thing to remember. And the judgment basically says that they were guilty of counterfeiting Hasbro trademark, not Hasbro products, but Hasbro trademarks. Could just mean product. This is language coming from Hasbro's chief legal officer through the lens of PR. But it's just interesting that the specific terms used were Hasbro trademark and intellectual property. So, does that mean that this raid was on somebody who was knocking off Transformers, or does it mean that it was something to do with third party? Probably knocking off.
It could mean something just as simple as somebody's producing a bunch of Autobot and Decepticon logo stickers without a license.
Yep.
And they just ended up shredding 10 or 12,000 faction stickers.
Yeah, I doubt that though.
I know, but we have to present that as a realistic possibility.
You're
of
absolutely
what
right.
it is.
You're absolutely right. So it could be all of the above. Now, John had a really awesome couple of podcasts with our buddy Bill Ray at Varan Empire on Twitter. Bill is an author, a Transformers fan that people probably know from BotCon. Plus, he is a former practicing IP attorney. And it was a really great couple conversations. Long and the short was that, for the most part, third parties operate outside of what you would normally consider trademark, but Hasbro could always build a case. And if the right judge and the right jury or, whatever were in place at a given time, Hasbro could potentially have a case against, a random third-party manufacturer. But so we don't know.
This could also be merchandise. It could be pencil cases with
Chris
Transformers on it, or it could be
Chris already
shirts.
Said that.
Yeah. Well, he said stickers
with
the Autobot logo, but
it could be anything is the point.
Stickers was the simplest example of something that would infringe on trademark that I could think of.
Right.
Because anybody can print off a bunch of stickers and sell it and call themselves a company. That's the lowest overhead kind of thing that this would qualify for that I can think of.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's
any of that stuff you buy off of Taobao, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. You don't know, and there's no way for me to know if it's official or not when I'm buying from Taobao.
Good. Remember that when the police come and come for questioning.
But one of the reasons I want to stress this is because, again, on the Facebook groups and Twitter, people were either saying, "Well, this means the end of third party," or third party purists or third party first folks were like, "No, this has nothing to do with third party." Well, you're both wrong. So it's unclear as to what this actually means. So it could be third party, it could not. So it's incredibly unclear.
This could be the first step in Hasbro exercising stronger control over their intellectual property rights, or it could just be something that was so blatant that they literally could not stand by and let it stand without loosening their existing trademark holds.
So I want to take.
Have we seen any of those like practically identical to the original in identical boxes masterpiece knockoff Autobot card knockoff since 2017?
Yes, but not as many. That's actually my original thought. So if you go back to the, I specifically mentioned that on the RFC Daily news update from yesterday. That was my initial thought, is that it was those knockoff manufacturers. But you would have thought, considering it's Transformers product in that case, that it would have been Takara Tomy going after them because they're the primary originators of those. But Hasbro's involved as well.
Yeah, Hasbro has the business presence in China, so they might be the ones withstanding to actually bring the case.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go. I wanted to go into my history.
One thing before that, one thing to back up that previous point. A lot of the masterpieces that are sold in mainland Asia are sold and distributed by Hasbro Asia, even though they're still in the Takara Tomy packaging. Anyway,
true. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about a little bit about Hasbro's legal and my experience with it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I've always alluded to it, but I've never actually mentioned it. So Hasbro goes to great lengths to protect their stuff. They go to great lengths to protect their intellectual property, and yeah, I mean, they do. So I might have been a troll on the internet at some point in the past. So I don't know if people have been around for a while. There's a troll on Alt Toys Transformers named Patrick Stewart, and he would post stuff as the Hasbro insider that he worked for Hasbro. He'd stopped posting after like 98 or so I might have started posting as him back in the late 90s through the early 2010s, on Alt Toys Transformers. Something I might have done. And I always tried to post about, things that were not true, and I just made them up, but I wanted it to sound kind of true enough to where it was believable. Long story short is I posted something and forgot about it. It was that a certain Transformers product was in the works, yada, 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 completely fabricated it. I honestly stole it from another idea, and I don't want to specifically say what that idea was because I don't want to, hint at anything. But the long and short of it is I got an email a few weeks later from Hasbro's legal team, and they had subpoenaed Google to get my information, and they made my life a living hell for months. Oh my God, it sucked. As they were, digging in, trying to figure out, hey, did I have information that was supposed to be protected by an NDA? They went to great lengths to find out, like, all the information about me, about my friends, about people who I know who might be working for Hasbro, who might have information about Hasbro. They were going to message boards, to chat rooms. The guy one of the lawyers signed up for a Star Trek Online account to talk to people that I know. I've never even played that game. But, seriously, they went to great lengths to figure out who I was, what I was doing, and what information I had or didn't have. It was horrible. But it was an interesting experience because, they finally figured out, hey, I literally knew nothing. And I had just made it up. So, actually kind of, was in a conversation with the lawyer, and he was asking me questions about other things and other people. They are very, very in tune with what's going on out there. Hasbro and their legal team, they have a tremendous amount of knowledge about companies who manufacture things, people who sell things, retailers, manufacturers. And he was asking, it was interesting, I forgot who the retailer was, but he was asking me if I had any information about this retailer that sold knockoff product, and I didn't. That website happened to go offline forever about 2 weeks later. So, if you think Hasbro doesn't know what's going on, you'd be wrong, because they have a team of very expensive lawyers at their beck and call who can, track basically anything down. So, I guess where I'm just going with that is Hasbro, they don't mess around.
And don't be a troll.
Don't be a troll. I was so worried that I was going to have to pay some hefty legal fees over that, but we worked it out. But it was really interesting, and Hasbro don't mess around. So, I finally got that out. I feel better.
I'm almost positive you have told that story on the show before.
Well, we have a whole new listener group that.
No, but I mean like within the last 12 months.
No, I know I haven't in the last 12 months.
I really think you
I've never gotten that story out in its entirety. I've hinted at it and I've alluded to it, but I've never told the story. Like I talk about it like after the show is over, and like before we start streaming. But I've never actually gone into detail on it. So
our next item kind of looks like a knockoff.
Does it?
To me.
MP-36 Masterpiece Megatron. Oh, yeah. It's they're going back to the toy thing.
I love this stupid thing, and if it weren't as expensive as it was, I would have one.
I agree with you 100%, Rob.
Yeah, I like it.
I think this is terrible.
I don't like it.
It is marvelous.
And here is another thing that usually does not happen, in which I agree with Diecast on something.
Well, no. Don, you don't have to agree with Diecast because Brian also doesn't like it, so you can agree with Brian instead.
This is one of the most ugly decos I have ever seen.
Oh, you people don't know how to appreciate bad
in
toys.
my life. No. This is almost as bad as Year of the Horse Optimus with all that god awful gold chrome.
This is the part of G1 that nobody wants to remember.
But everybody should.
Yes.
It's just, I mean, it just looks terrible. It just
looks like G1 Megatron.
Uh-huh. Yeah, G1 Megatron was a horrible looking toy.
Yeah,
it really was.
I mean, it had its own charm.
And so does this.
Yes, it does.
No, there is no charm. It's just...
No, Don, if you acknowledge that there's charm in the G1 Megatron toy, you inherently acknowledge that there's charm in this. Because they're the same thing.
Yeah, so if you're going to get this, why not get the original Masterpiece Megatron? It's a lot cheaper.
Because this is more interesting.
Yeah.
He has Decepticon labeled butt cheeks. I mean, come on.
And by interesting, you mean crap.
Also, MP4?
Oh my god, he does have Decepticon labeled butt cheeks.
No, that's got to be like just a something someone did, and they just
no, that's where they fall on the original toy, so that's why they're there.
For where they're placed there because those panels go in that spot in the gun.
See,
okay, I want this now.
See, I got mine secondhand, and it's all there and complete. But the stickers were already applied, but someone didn't apply the Decepticon stickers on, and so I did not really even realize. No.
No, but the reason to not buy the original Masterpiece Megatron is because it doesn't look very good, and it also has that like corrosion problem on the metal parts.
Oh, Cosmic Rust. Yeah.
Yeah. It has problems.
Now, do you mean MPO5?
Yeah. Was it 5? I don't.
Yeah.
I have a hard time keeping the MP numbers straight on some of the older ones.
Yeah, it was MPO5. God, that's
I absolutely love this. Like I said, I forget. I think it's well over $200, isn't it? So that part I do not like.
Well, the original release of it was. So I imagine. This is
25,000.
I forgot how much I paid for it.
About $250. I think sounds about right.
God, this is so weird.
The only thing I would change about 36 Plus is I wish it had toy equivalents of all the different face expression options MP-36 regular came with.
Yes,
but it just has this one face.
Side by side, it does look really different.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's so weird that it looks so different, but God, now, damn it!
I really like it.
Yes,
I want this.
I still don't like it.
I mean, if you're going
sold.
If you want a Megatron and you can't swing, this, get Despotron, get
Infinite, don't get Despotron.
No,
get the Infinite Transformation version of Miss Megatron. Just God, this is ugly. This thing is just so.
That's the point.
So Rufus Landale in the chat brings up an interesting point here. Don hates this but loves Kronos? What the F, Don?
Yeah.
Okay, in robot mode, Cronus
Here we
looks
go.
like a good Skyfire.
Wait, stop,
In robot
Don. You
mode-
said that 100 times, and not to cut you short, but I really want to have this
Please
conversation with you for the final time once you get your Phoenix.
Yes, I know Phoenix will be a better toy, but I'm
No,
saying
even looks.
Right, right.
You're not going to say I have a need for Kronos once you get Phoenix. Trust me.
I will say, Kronos looks good. Phoenix looks better. I'll admit that. But Kronos has done me well these past few years as a perfectly good-looking Skyfire.
Okay.
So there's
So
that.
let's move on to the next item because Cronus has nothing to do with Megatron.
Anything.
Yeah. So we have photos of the Encore Unicron, which again mine shipped today, which means I'll have it probably Friday. God bless you, Amazon Japan. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I hate myself for how much I like
It
this.
is. I like it, but I just keep telling myself that I don't need it.
I agree. I don't need
Yeah,
it, but it is
that's-
very pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh,
This
look
I
at
love.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. It's just I don't really want any more of that mold being that old of a mold.
Yeah, Brian. For your sake, I sincerely hope they've done some work on this mold
Yeah.
for this release.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Because
though.
the last one I got didn't work out so well.
Oh yeah, the chess pieces wouldn't even stay closed on yours, right?
I finally got it to stay closed, but like I had to, make some blood sacrifices to some pagan gods or something to get it to work. I don't know. So
Well, it's a Saturday for you.
I mean, my whole thought on why I had to get this is, what if this is the last Unicron they ever make?
It
please.
probably will be.
Because
Well,
I want a
mean,
new Unicron.
They can always re-release. No, don't fall down. They can always re-release this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Well, now here's the thing with the lackluster performance of the last Encore set, which was the Godfire Convoy set, and this is QC issues. They can't afford another debacle in their Encore releases, or that's going to be.
How do you know that, Don?
Well, okay. For the price that they're putting these figures out, and having the QC issues, I can't imagine having two in a row would be any good for them.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with
I
that.
mean,
I can't say what they can and can't
I'll
afford.
rephrase. Okay, well, they probably can't afford to be wasting the money on two expensive releases with bad QC issues because they've already had enough people like poor Matt who got the cone heads with all that horrible QC across the board on all three figures. And granted, that wasn't.
It wasn't QC issues. There was like one with bad shoulders that I didn't even get a bad copy of. It's just that they're not designed very well because they weren't designed to. I mean, they
Be
were,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, that's true.
No,
But-
Don's right that a second, like having to recall an expensive Encore thing for a second time would be kind of bad. And especially since they'd have to come up with like a whole separate excuse for it, like they did with Encore Godfire Convoy, because they did not recall that because they had misattributed a voice line or whatever in the sound chip. Like that was the most polite thing they could say to justify recalling those toys.
That had stressed plastic in the package.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the Ultimate Fire Convoy fanboy, and even I didn't want the set after reading
didn't
about
need
all
it.
those issues.
You don't need it.
I don't need a lot of this stuff, but I still bought it.
They had deco modifications. Like there's
Yeah.
vague justification for getting that, even if you have the originals, but like not when they cannot withstand the stress of their own existence.
Yeah. Okay, so MP-32, Optimus Prime, if there's not enough Optimus Primes in your life.
No, that's
No, Studio
Studio
Series.
Series.
I'm sorry, Studio Series 32. It's obviously not a masterpiece, Studio Series 32. It's right there.
This is the new masterpiece line
Oh,
to
Studio.
save costs. They're
Oh god, yeah. So, I don't like it.
No, the new one's the one on the left.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, then you're wrong because this looks like incomparably better than the original.
I don't like
release.
the original either.
Okay, but this is better.
I totally see that. I just don't like it.
Okay. Well, this is the one that's apparently designed to combine with the leader Jetfire. That's a couple numbers down in the series.
Yep.
I don't care for the design. Don't care for anything about it, honestly.
Well,
It doesn't have much paint in robot mode.
It looks like it's not finished. As far, I mean, it's just the colors are just like, it's not gunmetal gray, but that's what I'm using is like basically, it's just like the flat plastics. Because I mean, here's the thing: if you want that Optimus Prime, I mean, if that's what you want, you can get this version. Well, let me make sure I'm in front of the camera, dude.
Well, I mean, but that's not the same design. Like that's the Evasion style design, not the movie 1, 2, and 3 design.
It hasn't aged well at all. That design.
But I'm just saying this is a better looking figure for Optimus Prime in robot mode.
They're all better looking figures.
but for not much more money.
But you can't say that that's a valid replacement for Studio Series 32 since it's not the same Optimus design. Like if that was a different version of the movie 1, 2, and 3 Optimus appearance.
That's true. Yeah, I was just looking at it from.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying if you want a good-looking Optimus in robot mode,
get the Studio Series 38 or whatever we were talking about last week.
Yeah, 38. Yeah, I don't care about the design for the first couple movies. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah,
I just don't see the point in it.
I like it better than the Age of Extinction and the Last Night design, just because the robot mode still looks like it turns into a vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that. I like the look better. I think it's sleeker. Not that my Optimus Prime is sleek. My Optimus Prime is boxy as hell, but it's boxy as hell in a way that's kind of quaint. Where this is it's kind of like PlayStation 1 games. PlayStation 1 games, you can't go back and play them because they look horrible.
So, like, this number 32 Optimus Prime is a pretty good representation of what Optimus actually looked like in the movies, but if you go back to the 2007 Leader Class Optimus Prime, like, that's a good-looking design interpretation of Optimus Prime, consistent with the movie style.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is sure a thing if you want that toy. Siege Wave 2.
Or if you want to make jet power.
Yeah. If you want your Optimus to wear a corpse, that's the one to get.
I mean, when it comes to movie Optimus, I kind of do.
Yeah. Siege Wave 2 Deluxes and package. Yep.
I was just trying to fill space at this point, dude.
Yep.
I love how big Ironhide looks. Ironhide is visibly bigger than like Prowl and all those guys by like an inch, a good inch.
I really
yeah.
hate that Prowl.
In box, it looks horrible.
Yeah, I have not seen an angle that Prowl looks good at to me.
Yeah, that Prowl does not look good in package. And I originally liked the design of it.
So the thing that worries me about Prowl is that, like, from the knee down on the legs is all clear plastic.
Ooh.
Yes, I've mentioned that before.
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah.
Why isn't Prowl like an owl? I don't get that.
That would be nice.
Wait till they get to War for Cybertron Transmetal 2.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
And the sad thing is, if this is what they're bringing out for the Datsun body, this is what they're going to use for Smokescreen and for Blue Street.
If we get them.
If we get them. So, I mean, it's just the fact that...
Easy repaints, I'm sure we'll get them.
Well, whatever comes after Siege.
Yeah, it's just the fact that I love Smokescreen, and that's why The Gambler is one of my favorite Season 2 episodes. But I just really think that will look bad on this mold.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but Smokescreen has a lot more paint to it, so I could almost see them doing that as a select figure.
You got a point.
maybe.
Yeah.
But Hasbro doesn't have the best track record with smokescreen decos, so even if they did that, I don't know how much hope I'd hold out for the results.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, Six Gun looks great.
It does.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he does.
Okay, and it's just that Chromia.
It's not necessary. I liked the Throwing 30 one. I'm fine with it.
And
Yeah.
Ultra Magnus in package.
And out of package.
package.
Yeah.
Boy, he's
but-
small.
Yeah.
Don't forget to scroll all the way through to the picture of him next to Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, because
I don't think I can. I don't want to.
You need to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, put it
You-
this way,
you
he is
need
in
to,
scale
Brian.
with Voyager, with Siege Voyager Prime.
Yeah.
So
But I think we all can agree that Terra Axton is a...
Teraxodon.
Was it Teraxodon? Is that how you're doing? Okay, Teraxodon.
Tara Axton,
That-
wasn't that like a teeny bopper actress in the 90s?
I don't know.
That sounds right.
That is a cool name. I'm sorry.
It is.
That's a wonderful name, and I love it.
It is, and it's a nice looking toy too. On the Magnus, one thing I do want to point out is that yes, those are 100% Cybertron Optimus Prime's leg guns.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yes.
Yeah. So I just realized something. The color scheme they're using on him, on the axe probe on
Oh,
him,
my God.
that's G2 swoop colors almost. The green and the blue, isn't it?
G2 swoop.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
unreleased ones. Now
Yeah.
that you mention it,
That's basically very similar to what G2 swoop would have been.
Like Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus wasn't that big.
no, it was. I remember us talking about how it was a little bit on the small side for leaders at the time.
Yeah. This is like 2 heads shorter than that.
Yeah.
Is tiny.
But it is 6
Does-
grams heavier.
Does Siege Ultra Magnus have permanent ankle tilt?
It does a little bit. Someone figured out that they did that because if it wasn't, the wheels would be touching the ground in robot mode, and it wouldn't
Okay.
stand level anyway.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
so you can't flatten the feet out entirely, but they will tilt inward more if you want to do different poses. They're not fixed at that specific angle.
So it's 6 grams more, and with the armor on, I think it looks better, honestly.
I wish the colors were more like Combiner Wars Magnus. I like the lighter blue.
Really wanted to like this Ultra Magnus.
I
I'm
still
gonna wait and see
kind
what
of
the leader Optimus looks like.
Yeah, I still kind of do like this Ultra Magnus. I can almost justify to myself having both just because they do different things and they're different versions of the character. But as small as it is, it's probably another one I'm going to wait and hope for a markdown on like Rodimus Prime.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of funny. I was thinking when we were talking about smoke screen that we could do in alternators colors, and then John type that we could do smoke screen in alternators colors, and please no one. And we could.
I'm up for it.
Yeah. Okay, so last news item, Zeta Toys reveals Zeta Bar, where everyone knows your third-party toys' names.
That's impossible.
And I love how the chairs...
No diecast, Impossible Toys out of business.
Oh, God, Don. The chair's blurred out because they don't want to show it in the photo. It's a big
Just the top half of it.
Yeah, but in the other photo, it's clearly visible in the
but
where
Starscream's
Starscream's sitting on it.
So the part that looks like a Decepticon symbol is blurred out, and we were talking earlier about how Hasbro was prosecuting companies that were counterfeiting their trademarks in China.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's $21 for this?
That is the 150 yuan, which Google converted to $21.
So this is literally like a bar set. I mean, so
Yeah.
we're not joking. It's
Legend
a bar
scale.
set, legend scale. It's nice. I don't ever need it.
I need it for my swerve.
Yeah.
I like some
Yeah.
of the design touches. Because like 2 of those pieces are completely modular. They can be chairs or tables or extensions of the bar. Like you can get a few of these sets because they're relatively cheap and configure out an environment with it. Like there's a lot of versatility with how they designed it. I actually am pretty impressed with that. The Decepticon throne piece just seems to kind of be an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay. So real quick. After these messages,
We'll be right back.
Second time I've said that today. But when we come back after the Amazon plug, we are going to have a heavy spoilery conversation about Bumblebee. So, if you haven't watched Bumblebee and you don't want to be spoiled, hang around for the Amazon plug. But then as soon as I'm done shilling, you need to like just skip ahead.
Mute or whatever, yeah.
To the end of the show. If you're watching live, just walk away or mute and look at Don's beautiful face. So, but we're going to talk about Bumblebee after we talk about Amazon. Hey, if you got an Amazon gift card, you know what you should do? Go to tfradio.net/Amazon and spend it! Like, you need toilet paper. You need toothpaste. You need cat food. You need garbage bags. You can get all of that at Amazon. tfradio.net/Amazon. You don't have to use it to buy expensive electronics, but if you do, use tfradio.net/Amazon. Really need your help. Helps pay for the show. Actually, it doesn't help pay for the show. It entirely pays for the show because we don't monetize really any other way, except for the shirts. You can buy a shirt, tfradio.net/shirt. But, there's toys. There's toothpaste. There's sexy time stuff. Anything you can think of, tfradio.net/Amazon has it. So please use that link. It'll help us out. Okay. So who here is stepping away for the Bumblebee conversation?
I guess I will, since I have not seen the movie yet.
Yeah, I'll mute if I can find mute.
Don, I can just pick you.
I haven't seen the movie, but I don't care about spoilers because I'm not going to watch it anyway.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well, are you interested in staying for the conversation about the movie that you don't care about?
Without spoiling it, Matt, I would say you should go see it. You really should.
But I don't care.
Okay, but Matt, this movie has the Hey Mickey seal of approval.
Yes. So Don, if you don't figure out how to mute with this new Skype, just drop yourself, and we'll add you back or something. But people watching live, seriously, I'm going to give you the count of 5, and if you're still around, it's your own fault.
You've been warned.
You've been warned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, what a great movie.
No, Don, even if you're muted, I think you can probably still hear us.
Don't make me send you a polite letter.
Mute your windows, Don. Mute, you have a mute button on your fancy schmancy keyboard. Hit that. This is so sad. I'm leaving it this show.
Maybe he is muted.
Maybe he's not acting like he can hear anything.
Okay, so
Don, talk. Say something.
No, he can't. Thank goodness. Okay, so Bumblebee. I was going to take a notepad to take notes. I thought all the way through of just the many wonderful things I wanted to talk about the movie. The movie has its flaws.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a perfect movie by any stretch.
No.
But it's a very good movie. So, in its heart, I was questioning myself all the way through. Is this an 80s movie? Or is this like a true movie that has the spirit of an 80s movie, like Short Circuit, or A Battery's Not Included, or something like that? Or is it just a movie set in the 80s? And I honestly think that it's really a movie out of time. I really think it's a movie that it really feels like a movie that is from the 80s. And because it doesn't gimmick up all the 80s stuff. It doesn't say, ha, 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 look at this. Look how primitive it was back then. There's not a lot of her. Look at all these 80s jokes things. So, first and foremost, that endears itself to me. Watching it, I didn't have to apologize to my kids. I didn't have to cover their eyes. I didn't have to explain what a penis joke was. There was no jokes about flatulence.
What's the Romeo and Juliet law?
Yeah. There's no hypersexualization. Charlie was almost an apology for the first 3 Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
And she was great. But so I liked it. I thought it was a genuinely good movie. Good, not great. But it is the best Transformers movie ever. It's by default the best Transformers movie ever.
Revenge of the Fallen.
No. By default meaning better than Predacons Rising.
Can we mute Diecast instead of Don?
No. It's better than Predacons Rising. It's better than the 86 movie. It's the best Transformers movie ever made. So, and I really liked it. I guess getting into spoiler territory, the big question is, and we even talked about this a couple weeks ago, is it a reboot or is it not? And I'm of the mind...
It can be both.
I'm in the mind, it could be both. Are there things that it negates about the other movie? Sure. But there's nothing, I think, that major that couldn't be hand-waved away. So, like, at the end of the movie, Optimus Prime is on Earth. But guess what? He could leave and come back in the 2007 movie. There's nothing specifically said that, where he had to, be on Earth the entire time.
But Megatron didn't he say Megatron took Bumblebee's voice?
No, it wasn't Bumblebee. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think that was it. I don't remember. So
Megatron in the movies, they revealed that Megatron was the one who took Bumblebee's voice away, and in this movie, it was whatever robot that was in the beginning.
Blitzwing.
Yeah, it was Blitzwing. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is the point I tried to get across on Twitter, and I don't think some people understood it. In comics, history changes all the time. Like, somebody was like, I don't think you understand how continuity works. No, I very well understand how continuity works. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, once upon a time, Iron Man was created in, 1968, and these days I think he was created in, 2010.
Yeah. So, history changes all the time to affect, differences in just time passing. The fact that certain tastes change. When a change doesn't happen for 200 issues, it's easy to forget, that Iron Man, was injured during the Vietnam War, or that Kennedy was president, when the Fantastic Four, went out into space. It's easy to forget all that stuff, but when you have 10 years of worth of movies and the same level of changes happen, people are like, oh well, it's got to be a completely different universe. Well, no, it doesn't. It could literally just be a minor change that changes history, but the other things still take place somehow in some loosey-goosey sort of way.
Well, and the majority of what this movie invalidates is only stuff that was introduced in the last night, and let's be honest, that movie should just be written off anyway.
Though, it really doesn't, in the sense that Bumblebee goes to Earth. Again, it doesn't say he hasn't been to Earth before. He got to Earth pretty quick.
To me, they were framing it like Earth had just been discovered.
I don't think it's I don't think it's super clear either way. And his memory banks are damaged, so it's impossible to say whether or not it's impossible to say. You can infer however you want to. I think that it pretty much does invalidate the stuff in the last night, but it doesn't necessarily have to. You can hand wave a lot of that away.
What I'm mostly saying is that if they do a soft reboot of the Transformers universe in the modern setting, have the next one be set after Age of Extinction, just pretend the last night never happened.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So let's go into the things I didn't like about the movie. I had to think about there's still a lot of merciless killing of robots and people, but the only time that really doesn't happen is in Beast Wars, to an extent, and in the Generation 1 cartoon. Except not counting the movie. Otherwise, Transformers die all the time. So Cliffjumper is killed by, is it Dropkick, or what was the other one? Not Dropkick. Shatter. They on Mars or another planet, they kill Cliffjumper.
One of Saturn's moons, I think.
Yeah, so Cliffjumper is basically literally bisected right down the middle, and I kind of felt, I kind of hated that, but
why couldn't it have been Gears?
Why couldn't it have been Gears? And a couple of humans are literally gooified in the movie, and that. I don't like.
Although the second one was funny because the couple in the gas station out there were the parent actors from Grounded for Life, and they were presented again as a married couple. That casting made it feel like that was an intentional reference back to that.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just felt like that guy, while he was not a great person, didn't deserve to be gooified. I felt that the scientist or the was he a scientist or was he a military scientist? The other guy that was gooified, he probably kind of deserved it for bringing this doom upon the Earth. But I wasn't super comfortable with that. But both things I wasn't super comfortable with happened by were caused by Decepticons, who are the bad guys.
Yeah, nobody murdered Frasier this time, so...
Yeah, Optimus didn't murder Frasier. Bumblebee, there was some shooting at humans, but no murdering of humans by Autobots. And I don't think Bumblebee was shooting to kill. I think Bumblebee was shooting to defend. So it's... I don't know. I've done most of the talking here. So, Diecast, what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was good family Transformers movie. I don't think the story was that great. I don't think the action was okay. I don't know. I left the movie theater feeling very indifferent. Like I could have, not seen this and really not cared. I didn't hate it. I'll probably watch it again. But it I don't know. It just didn't give me that feeling of wow.
I was wowed by how heartfelt the relationship between Bumblebee and Charlie, how that was handled. It was very much like an E.T. or again like one of those a human buddy with their either robot or alien sidekick from an 80s film. It felt really genuine and heartfelt. Even though, again, was it a deep story? Absolutely not. It is very much a popcorn film. But it was heartfelt, and I felt like they were genuinely trying to make a good movie instead of making, teenage, titillation fest.
It didn't have a fun factor that I guess I expected from this movie. It wasn't as fun as I thought it was, even though I thought it was a blast movie. And I didn't like the Decepticon characters. I didn't think the choice was good.
But you know what you just said? Characters. So that by default makes it better than 4 of the other 5 movies.
But I don't know. There's just, and I really can't explain it 100% other than I just didn't get a good feeling, or I felt very indifferent is the only way I can really say it.
So one of the questions circulating around this, especially from people that are Bay purists, is that it's a quote G1 movie. It is in no way, shape, or form a G1 movie.
No, I
it's still very much a Bayverse film.
Yes,
there's it's a Bay style Transformers movie that happens to feature some characters that kind of look like their G1 counterparts. But even then, it's not the Rometta designs. It's many generations out beyond what the Rometta designs look like. Those.
But it was like Bay. It was like Bay with the removal of Bay, and some of the stuff was for better, and some of the stuff was for worse. What was for worse? A Bay movie has more comedic value in the.
Oh God.
In thing, it was shorter than a Bay movie, which I think
thankfully,
was good.
Yeah, thankfully shorter. Only once through the movie that I think it was a little too it was this movie over. It was about 20 minutes before the movie ended. I
had that same thing, but that's because I need to go to the bathroom.
I helped. I made my kids hold it in too. I'm like, guys,
you're gonna miss the best part.
Yeah, hold it in. Go to the bathroom before the movie. Hold it in, and they did. So, am I grading it on a curve? I absolutely was. I gave the last night, a positive review in context of the other Transformers movies, because I do think it's the second best or the best of the Bay movies, which doesn't mean much.
It's the second least bad.
Second least bad Bay movie. But this is far and away, all of those movies pretty much rate as a 1-star, half-star, or turkey level movie. This is a solid 2.5 star film. Not even on a curve. Like I could, if somebody said it was a 3
Out of 5?
five,
out of what-
5, yeah.
Okay. I'd totally agree with that. This is a 2.5. I would strongly say 2.5, maybe 3 stars.
Like if somebody said 3 stars, I would not argue with that.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. There are parts of it I really, really liked, and I love the fact that it was set in the 80s, and it was unabashedly like an 80s film. Was it Mimo, the other human sidekick? I liked him. He was not annoying. I liked that he was a nerd, so he was able to apply his nerdiness understanding to things and sort of, adjust. I liked the fact that the kids were all savvy, and, instead of, like in most of these movies, they either tend to be, too savvy or too stupid. I think it was nice right down in the middle. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
But would you say this is the Transformers movie that would save the franchise?
I don't know that you can save the franchise.
If it had come 2 installments earlier, yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean,
also, Brian, you've had the video focused on T-Formers this entire time.
Oh, that sucks.
I feel like, you know what? I will agree with you in that respect. If this was the first live-action Transformers movie we've seen, we would probably feel a lot better about this movie.
Okay, well, for one thing, I think you're the only one who doesn't feel more positive about this movie, because, the majority of response I've seen to this has been overwhelmingly positive. I think for the first one, we needed that base spectacle to actually get people in seats and take the concept, quote unquote, seriously. But moving on to something more in this style for the second, or probably more like the third one, I think would have been a more beneficial choice for the direction of the franchise overall.
It's too little, too
But
late.
I don't think you could have started with this one and had, 5 sequels spawn off of that. I don't think it would have had the same initial grab.
Now, with like the G1 fans especially are all goo goo gaga over the stuff on Cybertron, would you actually want a movie like that? And I have to say, no, I don't want that movie.
I would.
I mean, I don't necessarily want specifically the movie we saw for the first 2 minutes as an entire movie unto itself, but as a proof of concept for being able to depict that environment and the battles and do it in decent looking CG. Like, I could take something using those concepts and fleshed out into an actual movie.
I don't want
Okay,
to.
I'll butt in here and say I would like that, but I sincerely doubt the general movie-going audience would want that.
Yeah, it probably would not work as a theatrical thing, but if you could get close to that CG quality and have it go direct to Blu-ray or whatever, you'd have something that I would definitely sit down and watch.
I think it's a CG movie. I think that would work really well for Blu-ray. I really think for an actual theatrical film, those designs on Earth would work really well. I think especially movie-going fans for Transformers fans are primed, no pun intended, to expect like an Earth-based setting, and I think it would be a little too jarring to do a Cybertron-based setting for an entire movie. But those designs, I think, would work great on Earth, and I think that I would be all about that movie, but I wouldn't be all about something set just on Cybertron. I think I would probably get bored with that.
Yeah, I think one way you could probably bridge that gap is they talk about doing an Optimus Prime focused movie like this was Bumblebee. You could have it cut back and forth between Optimus Prime and whatever plot on Earth, and give almost equal time to him flashing back to things on Cybertron that are analogous to whatever's going on in the main plot. You could start to build more, or Highlander.
Yes.
You could build up more of that on Cybertron content, so then maybe in another installment you could do it almost entirely as an on Cybertron feature, but direct to video would work fine for that context. So one thing that I found really surprising with this was John Cena was really good in his role.
He was! I didn't see him the entire time. That was for you, Matt. I liked him. And I anticipated by the end of the movie that he would be, a protagonist, and he was. I mean, that wasn't hard to figure out. I mean, it's like, and it's at its core, Transformers, at least Generation 1, at least in everything basically that wasn't Beast Wars, all the way up to, gosh, when hasn't Transformers been about, a human and their Transformers friends? Like, is Beast Wars it? I guess in the IDW some of the IDW comics. This is as much a Transformers movie as you can get. Oh God, John is referencing a scene in the movie Blockers, which I saw, which is terrible. But I'm not going to go into. But yeah, so it's not a G1 movie. It's a very much a Michael Bay style aesthetic anyway movie.
Without all the negative things Michael Bay brings to a movie.
Yes. But at its core, it's very much a Transformers movie. Transformers has been for, 35 years for the most part. I think if you were to ask somebody, or you wanted to tell somebody what Transformers was, this would be as perfect a way and as consumable a media as you could get to show somebody what Transformers is about.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, no, this is the Transformers movie to put someone in a seat and say, watch this and understand Transformers.
Yeah.
Because it does lay out the concepts in a really easily consumable and enjoyable way. Like it's good. It's not like a masterpiece of filmmaking, no, but it's a genuinely good movie.
It is. I like it.
And we were right that at the end of the movie, Bumblebee turned into the Camaro.
I wasn't actually expecting that, but he certainly did.
And that's just showing that it is the prequel.
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't say it, what does?
Well, and again, they built out this movie so that if they want to launch a whole new movie series from this and not reference anything in the previous movies, they can totally do that with what they've built here, this foundation. Or if they want to then say that, yeah, all those other movies happened after this, well, then you've got that tie forward, even though when Bumblebee showed up for the first time in the 2007 movie, he was a Volkswagen.
Even though this, this movie was okay, I really would like to see them just do a full reboot now and not try and build off this movie.
I mean, honestly,
well, that's not going to happen because Lorenzo de Bonaventura doesn't know what a reboot is.
That's true. But like the movies following, it could be like X-Men First Class, where at least most of the movies following are period pieces. But unlike some of those movies, those movies do a pretty good job of being in the period without looking look. This is an 80s movie. You could totally do something again set in the 80s or something set in the early 90s that could be completely enjoyable. Oh my God, a Generation 2 style movie set in the 90s with neon and orange.
And they have to find the Cybernet space cube.
Oh my God.
Hasbro Studios, hire us.
Yes. Again, I think it perfectly distills what Transformers is all about, and in that sense, I mean, even if it didn't, it's still the best Transformers movie ever made. But it's enjoyable, and if you're not watching it because you hate the Bay movies, or you're not watching it because you love the Bay movies and you think this is disrespects those, get past it, go see it, you'll like it. Matt.
Okay, Matt, look at it this way. Hey Mickey did not want to go see the movie. He was taken to go see it by his family. But when he came out of it and was talking about it on Twitter, he said, we finally have a Transformers movie we can be proud of.
Yeah.
Like on a scale of 1 to Raven, Hey Mickey would call this extremely Raven.
I mean, as much as I love the 1986 movie, and I've watched it upwards of 600 times, I can't be proud of that movie. I can't show it to my family and, expect them to have any interest in it. The kids loved this. Kim loved this. It's good. Like at the theater that I was packed in with nerds who half remember the Transformers, a few months back for the Fathom event showing. Most of those people really enjoyed Transformers the movie, but I don't really care what they think because that's, it's that's an echo chamber. This is something that anybody can enjoy. This is the movie that really could get people. This could really generate and create new Transformers fans if it had just been positioned at the right time.
Right.
It still could.
But it probably won't.
Yeah, probably won't. Okay.
Because the damage has already been done.
Damage is done.
Yeah.
Damage is done.
But even so, at least we got one we could sit down and legitimately enjoy watching. Instead of just sitting there saying, well, this wasn't as bad as these parts of these previous movies.
Yeah. My favorite part about it, it had the Chekhov's gun moment in it where you saw that Charlie was like a competitive diver, and I'm like, oh, when will we need to know that information later on in the movie? And of course, the answer is at the end. It's formulaic in the best possible way.
So one little detail that really took me out of the moment. When Bumblebee puts in the VHS tape of her diving competition, and that is just like the clearest, most, high-res looking videotape footage I've ever seen from 1987 or 86 or whenever that was supposed to have been taped. Like that was just... They need to put a couple more filters over that to make it actually look like videotape.
Yeah. They even had it running on a CRT TV, didn't they? And then they...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that superimposed on a CRT TV.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts before we wrap up?
Well, I was right about Blitzwing. My initial guess, based on how little merchandise there was,
that Blitzwing was supposed to have really been Starscream.
No, that Blitzwing dies in the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was the Shockwave of the movie, the big impressive one they put in all the advertising.
And you mentioned Shockwave,
who actually has nothing to do with the plot.
Okay, so our buddy John Bailey was also in the movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So he was Shockwave and Soundwave. Now I'll be honest with you, anybody can do a Soundwave voice. It's the Dr. Claw voice with a vocoder, but his Shockwave voice it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
So he did a great job. It was authentic to G1. Who was it that did Shockwave?
Corey Burton.
It was
channeling David Warner.
It was super close. So he did a great job. Bravo, John. Good job with that. Okay. You can find show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/602. You can follow us on Twitter at facebook.com at Twitter at tfradio, and on Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is at youtube.com/c/Radio Free Cybertron, or just Google YouTube Radio Free Cybertron. And we are TF Radio on Twitch. And we lost Don. Don can be found on Twitter at HMRC4EVR. That's HMRC, number 4 EVR. Jason, who is not here, can be found on Twitter at Jason S. Kirk and at jasonsKirk.com. Let's see here. Rob Springer is at Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. Matt is on Twitter at Melvar, 3 L's, 2 R's, MELLLVARR. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, you can find my galleries and other photography-related stuff at playwithphotography.com. I've got some what I'm calling mega micro galleries. They're little short galleries for Mega Constructs micro figures, which are like my favorite action figure line in years. So you can check out a few of those I've got up right now. And then personally, I'm on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. You can find whatever the hell I'm talking about at any given moment, usually toys. I have problems.
Yeah.
I think that covers it well enough. Oh, I'm on Patreon too, patreon.com/ChrisRTXV. You can help support what I do on playwithphotography.com that way if you like, and get access early to galleries here and there. And maybe other content.
Sweet. I forgot myself. I'm on Twitter at BKilby, on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and you can find my podcast, Happy Daily, at briankilby.com. Even though Christmas is over, it's still around in my heart. Download my latest Christmas album at tfradio.net. briankilby.com/Xmas 2018.
Is it Christmas around your heart or cholesterol?
Actually, my cholesterol is really good, so it's Christmas.
That joke just popped in my head and I had to run with it.
Before I jump to Diecast, Jared asked, "What would you guys think if we got a hand-drawn 2D film for Transformers?" I think it would bomb.
I would think it was 1990.
Yeah, I think it would bomb.
But I would want to see it.
I would be happy, but yeah, it would not do well.
Yeah. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. I try to tweet at least once a day. You can also follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews now that hopefully this crazy Christmas season is over. I'll be able to get some up at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews.
Let's see, I already plugged Don while he was away. John.
That John D everywhere.
Awesome. Rob.
I'm on Twitter at Figure Reviewers, which yes, I'm on several Twitters.
On
but
the Twitters you are on several Twitters.
I am on several Twitters. It's kind of sad, but the main one I'm using for toy-related things at the moment is Figure Reviewers. I retweet a lot of friends' sales threads there, especially Chris's. I'm also on Twitter, YouTube, and a bunch of other places as Flailthroughs. That is my gaming channel. We're still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. Check out every Thursday on YouTube for the weekly update to the game. And I'm also on Patreon at Flailthroughs, where if you want to donate a couple bucks, you can request specific mobile suits in that game or some of the other Gundam games I've played. And lastly, of course, you can see Chris and my Transformers writing at tformers.com and our video reviews at Tformers TV.
Cool. Well, I guess that's it. We'll be back next week. Actually, if you're one of our live viewers, we will not be back next week because we are pre-recording the year in review episode. But if you just want to come and hang out, the video should post at the normal live stream time. And if you fill the
Are you making use of the YouTube Premieres feature for that?
There's a YouTube Premieres? I know there's a Facebook Premieres.
Yeah, there's a YouTube Premieres feature, and it should allow for live chat during the playback, I believe.
So if you are a normal Facebook viewer or if you're a normal YouTube viewer, go to those outlets, and you can chat away. We just can't respond. But if this is where you spend your Wednesdays with us, and, there's more than a few dozen people who do that each week. Thank you so much. We love you. Several dozen, actually. Wow, we did pretty good this week. Yeah, go to tfradio.net/live and watch it there, chat away. And also, if you're on Facebook, I'll have it go live at the same time, participate in the chat there. And that'll be tfradio.net/603 if you want to just go ahead and jump to that when it posts on Wednesday. The second? First? The second.
Second.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh, one thing, Brian, I wanted to give a shout out to Rob for giving me the heads up that those Deluxes went back up on Hasbro Toy Shop late last week, and I was able to pick it.
Nobody cares.
They weren't.
I'm surprised they put them back up.
No,
at
but Don got them, and I'm glad you got them,
price.
Don.
Yeah, so
that means it wasn't an error, I guess.
I'm sad I did not get several more $10 cards.
I had 3 in my cart, and I decided not to do it.
Yeah.
I got 2 just because, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is the ones I got at Target a few weeks ago, I want to try to sell them on Twitter to help people out because I know how hard they are to find. Because I don't need 2 sets, and I know some other people hasn't seen the first one, so I'm going to try to help out some friends on Twitter and stuff. So
cool. And because Don ruined the rhythm of my end, we'll see you next week.
Sorry.
It's okay, Don. I'm just giving you
No, I just wanted to thank Robin since I was trying
No problem, Don.
I was trying to bring my mute off. Off, and it hung up the call,
You
and I
mean
wasn't
unmute?
You were trying to get off?
Yeah, I was trying to get the mute. I was trying to get the mute off. I wasn't anywhere near the end call button, and it still ended the call.
Huh.
Maybe you clicked the wrong button.
No, I wasn't anywhere close to the.
So you finished too quick. Call.
I don't know who did that, but I was just about to see if I could.
Should be fine. We're not recording anymore.
It had to be done.
So what's Brian doing now? I hear typing.
I was
That's
just
me.
responding to.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't understand Crunson's comment about numbering into dozens is not that impressive. I'm not saying it was impressive. I'm just happy, that.
We value our audience.
Yeah, we value our audience.
Ryan's not trying to sound impressive.
Yeah.
We have other metrics for that.
Do we?
Well, fortunately,
Yes.
that bad joke is not going to make the make the podcast. So
Unfortunately, it made the live stream.
it unfortunately made the live stream. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, pretty crummy joke, but Diecast does what Diecast does.
Hey, it was after the show. Crunson must be new to the show.
No, it's just those jokes suck.
It's true.
I'm not saying you're trash talking. I know you do. You're here like every week. We appreciate that.
Also, it's fine to trash talk Diecast.
It's fine to trash
He's
talk
used to it.
Diecast, yeah.
But if you trash talk Don, I will probably delete your comment.
I'm doing the last year. We see you a lot, so. Okay. Now Matt and Chris have big heads. This is true.
Yes.
Chris always has a big head.
The biggest live crowd this just made me think, the biggest live crowd that we ever had at one given time was actually on Ustream. And we had 3,000.
What was that, our first Toy Fair?
Yeah, well, second. We had 3,000 simultaneous live viewers going at once.
Wow.
And I don't remember how many people were in the chat because the Ustream chat sucked.
Right.
So actually, I think our live, that just happened to be for one event. But you know what? Having a dedicated group of... Here's the thing. I would gladly take a consistent, dedicated group of people over just, random bunches of people that show up and, aren't here the following week. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with that.
That's been working fairly well for me too. So yeah, I can see it.
Any post-show? Don, oh God, I'm not gonna.
What?
Don, don't look at the chat.
Don't look at the chat.
Why?
No,
Wait until everybody else melts and then just leave. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm just making assumptions.
It's a
I'm
comment
pretty
about
sure he is.
It's a comment about the story that we weren't that we specifically.
There,
weren't
Don
talking
can
about.
look at the chat now. It's safe.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. He didn't have to delete. You didn't have to delete the message. I actually thought the comment was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Don, hey, okay, Imational, just letting you know, Don was not happy about that news item. Nobody here but Diecast was happy about that news item. And we specifically did not want to talk about it.
Oh, the one from that.
I thought that news item was the tits.
God, Diecast. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay, we're gonna live stream people.
Good night, everybody.
We're not gonna talk about the Micro Machines news. No, we're not. We'll see you, Ernest. Everybody.
There's Micro Machines.
Bye bye. Take care.
Hasbro, yeah. Okay, have a good one.